Welcome, Aquarius. It is Sachi, and we are going to be doing some shamanic shifting where we take your current energy, see what your goal is, and then show how to take your current energy and transmute it into your manifestation goal. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and the top 2 videos with the most likes do get a bonus reading, and whichever has the most likes also gets the extended and the bonus extended for free. So if this resonates, please do remember to hit that like button. All right, Aquarius, let's jump in. This is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the Sun, the 5 of Swords in reverse, and the stars. So what was telling, this was, okay. First, I want to let you know, I know your reading is a little bit later than normal. So I don't apologize about that because these readings are supposed to come within divine timing. And when I was first tapping into your energy, I really felt this sort of rushed energy and this aspect of like learning what divine timing really is and how you can't force it. And when you try to rush things, it actually causes energetic blockages for the path that you're actually supposed to be on. When I was also tapping into your energy, I was getting this message of like, there's more than one way to do something. So you might be going through some sort of process where maybe you think it has to be this way. It has to be this, where there really are a lot of different ways to sort of get to the result that you want. It's kind of like, how do you get 10, right? It's like 5 plus 5, 2 plus 8, etc. So anyway, all right, but let's jump in now. So with the Sun here, it feels like you want the Sun, you want everything to be sort of bright and cheery, but it's like you want the Sun without the stars, which is a really interesting message that was coming through because it feels like you are really in this solidarity energy. And the Sun represents, you know, working together, in this deck specifically, working together, happy family, happy neighborhood. Everyone is sort of shining their unique light, playing their unique part. In general, the Sun indicates that you're enjoying sort of like bliss and like the innocence of play and things like that. But in this deck, it really does point to more community efforts. With the 5 of Swords in reverse, it does look like you're sort of putting away any sort of competitive energy, which is good. But the thing is, again, stars in reverse, things are not necessarily aligning the way that you want them to. Because the star is an Aquarius card. So it looks like with the Sun upright and the stars in reverse, you're a little bit more in your Leo energy, which is your sister sign. So it looks like you are basically functioning on the opposite side of your axis. I hope that makes sense for those of you who know astrology. All right, and then we have Petlil using Blot in reverse with the grass energy in reverse with Jigglypuff using Moonkick. So with Petlil, Blot in reverse, it's telling me that there is something pretty concrete here. There's no sort of gray area about what is going on, and it's causing your heart chakra to be flipped upside down. And sometimes the Sun, even though the Sun is one of the best cards in the deck, it can mean that you're functioning a little bit too much on your solar plexus energy, which would explain why there would be an imbalance in the heart chakra, which is right above the solar plexus. And with Jigglypuff using Moonkick, Moonkick indicates, right, Moon is all about the emotional energy. So there could be some emotional kicking or pain or something that is going on that is sort of causing the problems here within the heart chakra. It seems to be sort of emotionally rooted. But like I said, we are going to do some shamanic shifting. And so what we're going to do is take a look at what your current energy is, what your goal is, and then look to see how we can transmute your current energy into your goal. So Aquarius, I hope that you are doing well. We have the summer solstice not too far away here, so I hope you're getting some sunlight. Well, I guess if you're in another hemisphere, it would actually be the winter solstice. So remember, we have a whole nother hemisphere. All right, Aquarius, let's see here What's your current energy? Okay, that wanted to come out quickly. Two of Wands with the Hermit in reverse. So Two of Wands, you're learning how to utilize magic on your own. Two of Wands for me is also a twin flame that is on their own. So some of you may be embarking on that journey. With the Hermit in reverse, it seems like I'm hearing like you're learning through experimentation rather than through learning or like through reading. So it seems like instead of looking to someone else for some sort of information, you are actually engaging with the forces of the universe, for a lack of a better way to put it. You may also be really sort of outgoing. You might not be giving enough time to yourself right now. I'm hearing like you're putting a lot of your magic outward instead of inward. So make sure that you are, you know, giving a little bit of self-care. All right, let's see what's the light energy here. Okay, third eye in reverse. So with third eye in reverse, this is also psychic energy in reverse. So it seems like maybe what you're doing is not necessarily psychic powers. Magic and psychic ability are two completely separate things, and it seems like you're aware of that. Because what you're doing doesn't seem to necessarily be psychic. It's more, again, you're interfacing with the magical matrix, I'll say. And with the third eye in reverse, this can mean that there is some imbalances in the third eye chakra. We did see that moon kick was a third eye card as well. So there could be some emotional issues that are causing your mind to be a little bit topsy-turvy. Let's see more about this. What's the shadow? Going right to that Two of Wands, we have Poliwag using call for family. So, you know, the third eye is also the mental state. So it might be influencing your mental health. And again, we have emotional, right, water issues in regards to family. So there could be some emotional stuff in regards to family, but Poliwag also can point to chosen family, kind of like polyamory type energy. But it does seem like group community relationships are really highlighted here, which we did see as part of the sun, right? The sun in this deck is how everybody comes together, not just like you as the sun and everything revolving around you. It says, despite the danger, it wants to come up on land. So it does its best to waddle along. But when an enemy finds it, it rushes back into the water. So it could be that you are kind of stuck in your emotions. You really do want to come to shore, right, which is sort of more grounding yourself. But every time that there is some sort of emotional threat, you seem to go right back into your emotions and water. All right, let's see what your goal is here. What is your goal, Aquarius? Okay, wow, yeah. High Priestess, Ten of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands coming out stuck. So, yeah, again, it seems like you are experimenting with the magical matrix, as I said, but your goal is to be the High Priestess, which she is actually psychic, right? She is connected to her higher self. Her intuitive body is spot on. She has, you know, connections to source, and she can psychically tap into, I'm going to say anything because that's how it is as a High Priestess. With the Ten of Pentacles, very similar to the Sun card. Ten of Pentacles is generational wealth, generational legacy. This is sort of having it all. As you see, it's a happy family. So, of course, it seems like you are trying to call familial ties to you. And again, it feels more soul family, like poly sort of thing. And again, in this deck, the Ten of Pentacles really points to the amount of wealth that you have through familial connections, whether they are, you know, actual relatives or just your chosen family. But that is the type of wealth that I'm feeling here. With the Knight of Wands coming out stuck, the Knight of Wands, as you can see, is engaging in ritual here. She is doing some sort of magic practice. And the Knight of Wands can be sort of a touch and go type practice, where, you know, you engage with it. You know, knights are always kind of come and go. So it can be, again, you want to have this really strong psychic sense and intuition, whether you're engaging in magic or not. And the Knight of Wands can also, as you see, there's like a fertility emblem back there. So it can really be utilizing your Kundalini for creation. Some of you may really want to have children, or might be engaging in sex magic. All right, let's see what's the light energy here. Okay, it wants to come out sort of hidden, but we're going to figure it out. Water energy, altar of the moon, and cosmog star protection in reverse. Yeah, for sure. Moon, 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 water, water, water. You know, no surprise there. So with the water energy, again, you want to be connected to the intuition, the psychic senses. Again, that is something totally separate from magic. And you are really trying to tap into the waters. And Aquarius, you are the water bearer. So even though you are an air sign, you are meant to understand emotion, I'm going to say better in a way than water signs even do. Water signs embody it. Aquarius, you study it. You study water. That's why you are known as the scientist of the zodiac. But there, again, it's a lot of water energy and altar of the moon. So once again, we have this moon energy. So it looks like you are trying to have a connection with the moon, understand maybe more of the moon phases. We also see the face of the moon here, which again, the moon is your emotional body, and it's also a satellite that basically heightens our psychic senses as well. So it looks like you are going to be doing some moon worship. And again, with the moon also is associated with fertility, since it controls menses and also men's hormonal cycles. And with star protection in reverse, again, I do feel like some of you do want to have children because we have this protective energy in reverse. So, yeah, I do feel a lot of sort of progeny energy here. And even Cosmog here, we see Lily is holding this little Pokey doll while Cosmog is crying like a baby. So with the star protection in reverse, again, like we saw stars in reverse in the cleansing ceremony. So there is this energy of like, not what, how do I want to put this? It's a very complex thing. Let me feel this out for a second. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So part of it is, it feels like you are really going above and beyond what the, like what the astrology is, or what the stars have to say about anything. This is really, this goes a level deeper. I heard like naked before the stars, which is like being honest with yourself about who you really are, which is the high priestess. The only way that she has this psychic and intuitive power and is able to connect to her higher self and source and anything else she wants to psychically tap into is because she is honest. She is emotionally honest with herself. Her emotional body is pure, and that is how she's able to access these different things. So I definitely feel this energy of emotional honesty, especially about emotions, which is again the altar of the moon. And to honestly praise the moon and have that relationship with our satellite, it really does require a lot of emotional health and regulation here. It says, whether or not it's a Pokemon from this world is a mystery. When it's in a jam, it warps away to a safe place to hide. So it's talking about whether it's from this world is a mystery. And it's funny, I was about to talk about the moon. So the moon is actually older than the Earth. It's not a natural satellite. It's an unnatural satellite. We know that based on its composition, based on how old it is, that something or someone or whatever actually put it in Earth's atmosphere. Well, not atmosphere, whatever's above it. Orbit, I'll say. To have it orbit the Earth to influence the water. So we know it wasn't there all the time. So someone or something put it there. So I feel like part of you is also sort of unraveling the moon matrix as well, and sort of understanding what the heavenly bodies are really. And you are no longer looking for coddling, is what I'm hearing. When it comes to the reality of our solar system and what it really entails. Whew, Aquarius, you are getting into some deep stuff. It does talk about when there's danger being able to warp away. So again, it's like you don't want to protect yourself so much that you're not able to see clearly or experience clearly. But you know, not having that type of protection doesn't mean that you want to put yourself in danger still. So it does look like you still sort of are inclined to have some sort of safe space, whether it's in this dimension or another. All right, let's see what's the shadow here. Wow. Okay. Well, this one wanted to hit my Minen and Plusle, which is all about balance, Libra energy, one-on-one relationships. We have Trainer Glimwood Tangle. All right. So the shadow here, Trainer can indicate somebody else's energy. Glimwood Tangle is a mushroom forest where people are often, they get lost there. So there can be this aspect of perhaps working with mushroom spirit or some other, you know, fungus or plant medicine that is going to get you lost so that you can find the answer is what I'm hearing. Oof. And with Trainer, Rare Fossil in reverse was going right to the High Priestess. So, very interesting energy here that I'm getting. So, yeah, it's an interesting message, but being a High Priestess is less rare than you think, which is what wants to come through. It does take a lot of work, a lot of, you know, a lot of intense work to become a High Priestess. I am one myself, so I know what it takes. But the High Priestess is not always high. Let me mention that to you. Actually, part of the High Priestess is tuning into this stuff while raw dogging reality. Okay, that's one of the final steps of becoming a High Priestess. Anyone can cheat and use substances. That's the sort of cheap and dirty way. So it's less rare than you think of having this power without utilizing anything else. But it does seem like you are trying to sort of tap into more of these dimensions is what I'll say. Glimwood Tangle is also where a lot of like dark fairy types live. So you might be also learning a little bit more about the fae folk and things like that. I do recommend to work with more of the lighter fae. They're out there. You know, they exist just as much as the dark fae. And I feel the need to mention, like, there are a couple Pokemon that are, I can't remember. For some reason, I was going to say Sableye, which is this kind of imp-looking thing that eats crystals. But there's another one called Impidimp. I forget the evolved form, but it's basically, yeah, like this little kind of, I don't want to say evil, but it kind of looks evil. So, yeah, I would just be very careful about any sort of substances that you're engaging with. But anyway, all right, let's see. Interesting. Sorry, I had to pause the video for a second because I went to get my Moonology deck because it's the only deck that I was missing. I forgot I left it in a box in the other room after doing a live event. But let's see what Mother Moon would like to say about this before we head into the extended. Nothing is yet set in stone. So yeah, things are very malleable here. And look, we have the moon's influence on the tides. So there's a lot of emotional water energy and how it relates to the moon. And even here, you see how she's connecting to her, we could even consider this a water elemental, a fairy. But she is connecting to something through the moon and water here. So nothing is yet set in stone. Look at the bigger picture with the full moon in Sagittarius. So we are going to be having the full moon in Sagittarius in about 3-ish, wait, hold on, no. Yeah, 3-ish weeks because we have the new moon in, well, it's actually situated right between the constellations Taurus and Gemini. And then the full moon, and that will be on the 16th, I believe, or the 18th, and then of June. And then we will have the full moon in Sagittarius after that. So if you're surprised by this, I would recommend that you look at the real sky instead of what the echo chamber of tropical astrology is trying to tell you. We have Show the World the Real You, full moon in Aquarius in reverse. Yeah, it's not a full moon in Aquarius. Or, yeah, it's not a full moon in Capricorn. It is going to be the full moon in Sagittarius. But with Show the World the Real You in reverse, it's saying you want to be the real you, which is this High Priestess. But you can't do it unless you take your current energy and get it here. And then we have communication is key with the new moon in Gemini. So again, we're having the new moon in Gemini coming up. Again, it's actually right in the middle. It's more aligned with Orion, actually. But with communication is key, there is something beyond communication, right? It's not about the way you are speaking or thinking. It's literally how you are feeling and intuiting. So there's something very watery here. It's not about your air, your communication. It's about the water. And we will be looking at the bigger picture to see exactly how to get you to your goal, which this feels like one part of a larger goal is what I want to say. But we will, let's see. All right, we'll do one more. Let's see what Mother Nature would like to say. We have music harmony in reverse. So something is not harmonious. So it's like all these things are happening, but it's a bit out of tune, or things aren't happening. Again, it's like music is something that will teach you more about divine timing than anything, right? You can play all the instruments, but if they are even just a fraction of a second off, it does not align the way that it's supposed to. And so there is something that is causing disharmony with your current energy. So we're going to try to see how to shift it into the harmonics here. All right, Aquarius, if you would like to follow me, the link is in the description box below. The extended is available for Eagle and Phoenix members. If you are interested in that, you can click on the menu button on my website and go to subscriptions, and it will have all the information for you to sign up. So the link is in the description box below, and I hope to see you there.